everybody, welcome to another Valheim video. Today I'm going to be showing you the 20 most dedicated Valheim mod creators. We're going to be covering mods by MagicMike, MidnightMods, TastyChickenLegs, Solaratus, Black7R, VentureValheim, Balrond, WackyMole, RandyKnapp, Horem, Jere, Cookie, Shudnal, Searica, OdinPlus, Smoothbrain, KGvalheim, ComfyMods, Schmoker or Margmas, and Therzie. All of these people have released mods within the past couple of months. You should know about them because they've been doing some really good work and they're still active today. In no particular order, I'm just gonna go through here and give you a summary. We'll start with Therzie. Therzie has made some of the craziest Valheim overhauls. If you've never looked at this or played it, I encourage you to check some things out on YouTube, because this mod honestly turns Valheim into a completed game. They even already did a Deep North variant, and it's been out for over 4 months. But honestly, the thing I've heard the most about is Fire and Ice. I've heard great things about this mod. And this is the format for the rest of the video. I'm going to summarize the kinds of mods the person makes, or the team, so that you can understand if you want to check them out. And I'm going to show you, out of all their mods, the one mod that I've heard the most good things about. Next we have Margmas, or Schmoker. Sorry if I messed up your name, Margmas. Margmas has done some really interesting mods and is one of the other people I talked to in that ValCon panel. If you want to check it out, you can get the link in the description. One of the really interesting ones that I've heard a lot about is this Valheim not enough items. It basically makes it so like everything in the game just shows up in a UI. People like that. And then some of these ones are really cool. He made it so that the log piles are storage containers for their type, and the pile gets bigger depending on how much wood is in it. I love that, that's super cool. And then multi-user chest is a big one as well. This allows multiple people to interact with the chest at the same time. Overall, lots of really cool mods here. Moving on to ComfyMods, we can see that they've done a bunch of quality of life stuff for the most part. Comfy actually runs a whole bunch of really cool Valheim stuff. If you ever checked out their server, one of the coolest things about them is the size of their Valheim community. If you want to see a Valheim world that runs so well it shocks you, then KGvalheim is the place to go. Personally, my favorite mod by them is Chatter. I absolutely love this mod. Chatter is an incredible chat overhaul mod. As you can see here, we no longer have all caps shouts. It also adds other messages. It remembers your previous sessions from other worlds. So if you logged out and logged into another world, it'll all show up here. Really awesome mod. I couldn't recommend it more. Moving on to KGvalheim. KG has a lot of really cool mods, but I want to get straight to the big one that I hear everyone talk about. It's Marketplace. This is a huge one. People love KG Marketplace, so I encourage you to check it out. It's a mod that adds NPCs and traders and quests and all sorts of stuff that you can customize. Next we have Smoothbrain, who's made all sorts of different kinds of mods, some quality of life. Some of the popular mods that I've heard about from them are their jewel crafting series, and also going down, comfort tweaks. This is something people like to change so that you can adjust how the comfort system works in Valheim. There's even little potions that give you a rested buff, if I remember correctly. But the next big thing that they've done is server characters. Server characters is huge for those of you who want to manage servers, but for a Valheim player, it's not of interest. Moving on, we have OdinPlus, which is one of the bigger modder groups in Valheim. They have a Discord you can go to ask them questions about their mods. They have loads of different kinds of mods. It's not really something I can just summarize into one thing. One of the cool things is that you can get basements, right? So you make this little ladder thing. But one of the ones I personally like is Quick Teleport. It just makes it so teleports happen faster. When you go into a dungeon, for example, it's much quicker. I really like that. But honestly, OdinPlus has loads and loads of different mods. They even have a whole second page of mods here. Look at this. It's one of the most prolific modders. And I'm not actually aware if this is a group or a person. I think it's a group of people, so I apologize if OdinPlus is actually just one person. I'm sorry. Next, we have Azumatt. And Azumatt's one of the most well-known modders, I would say. He's done loads and loads of work. I've also talked to him a bit for ValCon in 2025, if you want to check out that video. I asked him and a few other people about what it's like to create mods in Valheim in general. And as you can see, Azumatt has loads of experience. I mean, he has 4 pages of mods here. That is insane. Probably one of the people who have made the most mods in Valheim. Now, there are a lot of different mods that people love from Azumatt. I'll just tell you my personal favorite mod, which is first person mode. And here that one is, first person mode. It's pretty simple. It just allows you to use first person. And honestly, I don't know why this isn't in the game. It feels so natural and normal that whenever I play without this mod, it just feels weird. I mean, look at it. Like, yeah, I know this is Valheim, right? But there's nothing like going into first person when you're in a dungeon or exploring a frost cave. It really is great also for taking screenshots and making content. I find that first person mod to be really genuinely useful. Moving on to Searica. Searica makes lots of quality of life focused mods, such as a diving mod, allowing you to customize tool tweaks, stamina costs, etc, etc. And I know some people really like this more vanilla build Prefabs because it pretty much allows you to place all of the things that are in the game files but aren't currently available to players. So builders love that kind of stuff. And then we have this Fortify Skills Redux. And this is a great way to override the system of skills and experience. It's really necessary if you want to start messing with that. Moving on to Shudnal. Shud has done a bunch of different stuff, including finding some old, out-of-date mods and updating them so they're now compatible with Bogwitch, etc, etc. Personally, one of the recent mods that I like is this Extra Slots mod. And then we have Cookie Milk. Cookie Milk is another fantastic quality of life modder who's made loads of really useful stuff, such as server control, Discord control. These things are absolutely crazy mods that allow you to easily admin your server from Discord or see what people are talking about in Discord. If you want the ability to, turn your server off from your phone, this is how you do it. Cookie Milk really knows what they're doing, and they've made a lot of awesome mods, so I encourage you to check them out. Then we have Jere, and not gonna lie, Jere is by far my favorite modder. I know that there's lots of other modders, but Jere is just incredible. He has changed what Valheim means to me as a person, and I've seen so many people use Jere's mods to make incredible things that even Jere himself couldn't have imagined people would do. So that being said, you can tell I'm pretty biased towards Jere. I love him, he's amazing. And my favorite mod, of course it's Expand World. Like, come on, what have I been doing for the past year of my life? It's all been this mod, Expand World Prefabs. This one mod has changed the game so fundamentally, I could forget all other mods because you can make mods with Expand World Prefabs. There's too much other cool stuff. Cronjob allows you to schedule things. Infinity Hammer allows you to build anything. I gotta chill out. Moving on to Horem. Horem has made a lot of models to add new things into the game, like creepy monsters, different build pieces, chests, different wagons, more chests, etc, etc. As you can see, modders tend to have a preference. They lean towards quality of life, or they lean towards adding new things into the game, etc, etc. And because I live in the tropics, I live in Nicaragua where there's lots of mango and avocado trees, of course I like this fruit trees one, which adds avocado, coconut, papaya trees. Yeah, that has nothing to do with the Valheim climate, but hey, I think it's pretty cool anyway. Moving on to RandyKnapp. RandyKnapp has made a bunch of cool stuff, including epic loot, which is one of the most well-liked Valheim mods of all time. So that alone is quite a keeper. But he hasn't just done that. As you can see, he's made 6 mods in total. And some of them are simple quality of life stuff, Other things add more features to portals, so definitely check out his mods if you're interested. Next, we're gonna look at WackyMole. This mod, Wacky's database, is huge. Modders tend to love WackyDB. They absolutely love it, because it allows you to add new prefabs and things to Valheim without having to make them yourself and do all of that. It's really genuinely useful if you've gotten into customizing Valheim, but you're not ready to make your own assets entirely from scratch. And this really is the big one. People absolutely love WackyDB. But as you can see, there's loads of other things that you can do to adjust your Valheim experience. And updated a day ago, 2 weeks ago, 2 months, these people haven't gone anywhere. Honestly, I'm impressed with these modders. Irongate is clearly burned out from Valheim. Maybe not all the employees are, but clearly at the top, people kind of want to move on. You can tell, just watch them in interviews. You can hear the hesitation in their voice, the way they want to be done with it. They want to move on to other things, but these modders, I don't get that vibe at all. These people are still pushing out mods. Even though Valheim's not that popular of a game, it doesn't stop them. They just keep on going, and I respect that. So let's move on to Balrond. Balrond has a lot of really cool overhaul mods. If you feel like Valheim is missing something, then check out Balrond's mods, because his mods put loads of new stuff back into the world, and they can really help it feel more like a finished game again. And not just that, but I've talked to Balrond himself, and he's awesome. He's clearly very passionate about Valheim and loves what he does. And you can really feel that in his work and in the community. There's such passion there. It's really remarkable. And he has 2 mods in particular that people I know really enjoy. And those are Amazing Nature and Balrond Shipyard. Shipyard allows you to upgrade your boat and adds a whole bunch of other stuff to it. And Amazing Nature just adds loads of different things to the Valheim game world, so it looks a lot less the same. Moving on to VentureValheim. VentureValheim has made a bunch of really great quality of life stuff. If you don't use Jere's mods like Upgrade World, they have a great option for respawning dungeons, respawning ores, and these kind of things. And that's this mod here, Venture Location Reset, which allows you to reset things, which vanilla Valheim doesn't do. But they've got a bunch of other awesome stuff. And I also talked to VentureValheim in that same interview with Azumatt. So if you want to check out that ValCon panel, go ahead. It's a great way to learn more about modding. Moving on, we have Black7R, who has mostly quality of life mods that adjust things in the game. For example, being allowed to put one-handed weapons on your hip, an overhaul to the crafting stations, and this minions pack, which I think is really cool. There's something about seeing a little tiny motor that just fills me with joy. Next we have Solaratus. Solaratus mods are those overhaul style of mods, where they make Valheim feel more like a complete game, so to speak. I haven't actually used this mod too much myself, but from what I can tell, it's mostly about overhauling the different biomes and making them feel less empty. But there's a lot more to it than that. You'll have to check it out yourself. For now, let's move on to TastyChickenLegs. Most of their mods feature quality of life improvements, such as adjusting how candles work, torches work, improving the cart system so they're easier to use and not so heavy, and a system that allows you to customize the drops for things more easily. Useful stuff, for sure. Next we have MidnightMods, and there's 2 in particular that I've heard great things about: Valheim Fortress and Valheim Armory. Armory adds weapons to the game and makes it more flushed out, right? Whereas Fortress allows you to make a system where things attack you. Super, super cool. So while I haven't tried Fortress out myself, I can sure as hell imagine why it would be very interesting. And moving on, we will finish with MagicMike. These mods, I gotta say, are completely unique. You'll see why in a moment. MagicMike has made Weedheim, which at first I thought was kind of weird, but then I saw Schedule 1 blow up and become one of the most played games at the moment, and maybe Weedheim isn't so crazy after all. They've also done another popular one called My Dirty Hoe, which makes the hoe more usable and easier to work with. And I'm always one for humor, so I find that quite funny. And there you have it. Now you've been exposed to most of the major Valheim modders that are still active today. Because keep in mind, there are loads of Valheim modders that I didn't even mention because they were from the COVID era. The era where Valheim was super popular, loads of people were playing it when it first came out. That's when most of the modders were active. After that died, we live in the post-COVID era of Valheim, where Valheim is quite an unpopular game, to be honest. I personally love it. I think it's great. And I don't fully understand why it isn't more popular, because it's so meaningful to me, and also a lot of people that I know. I don't even need to play new games anymore because I love Valheim and EWP and making this content. I really don't even feel like it's necessary to try other games, so I'm satisfied, right? But ultimately, I don't get it. I don't understand why Valheim isn't more popular. Maybe people don't realize just how much cool stuff you can do with modded Valheim. And maybe it's time for some of those people who've never tried a Valheim mod to realize that it's not a bad thing. And that, yes, Iron Gate has made mistakes. They've developed incredibly slowly, and they continue to do so. Ultimately, the modders aren't like that. It's a whole new world. Modded Valheim is a much better experience than normal Valheim. Normal Valheim fails to sustain people in the long run. I'm sorry to say that. I really am. But it's true. Modded Valheim is the future. It's what allows people to fix problems. It's what allows people to do everything. Alright, if you want to support my work, then consider renting your own dedicated Valheim server to try out some of these mods on. You can use my link, JPValheim at Zap Hosting, to get your server set up and running within just like 10 or 20 minutes. It's really fast, and you can add an old world to it, you can add EWP, you can add bepinex, you can do whatever you want, and I've got loads of content all about setting all of that up, if you are interested. Alternatively, you could just like this video or any other video about Valheim on YouTube, and YouTube will start dishing out more Valheim content to you. Thanks for watching, and I hope that you have been able to learn more about mods. Please comment below, what mods are you most interested in trying? Are there any mods that you really like or mod creators that I didn't mention in this video? Comment below and let us know. Until then, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.